Colors have a power to change your mind and mood. Each tone of color has a significant effect on our mood, has a specific meaning, and interlinks with our mind frame. Welcome to episode number 4 of Design Chronicles. I'm Kritika, founder and principal designer at House of December. Today, we'll be talking about use of colors and how we can enhance a space interiors and design with the help of using the right colors. First up is start with a mood. So we need to decide on the mood or the feeling you want the room to evoke. If it's a calm and serene, use soft cool tones like pale blues, greens and lavender. If it's a warm and inviting room, have earthy tones like terracotta, ochre and warm beige. If it's energetic and bold, use bright hues like mustard, emerald or navy to create a strong character. The easy tip here is pair colors with emotions. Next is the 60-30-10 rule. So what is 60-30-10 rule? It's a classic decor rule for a color palette to be used where 60% is the dominant color, 30% is your secondary color, and 10% is used for accent color. 60% of a room is comprised of wall space and large anchor pieces. 30% of a room is accent furniture, area rugs, wood trims, textiles. 10% is a variety like decor, artwork, and smaller items. Next up is limit your color palette. Limit to 3 to 4 colors in a room. Use tonal variations for depth without clutter. This keeps the space cohesive and visually restful. You can use different shades of the same color family to add depth. So according to the 60-30-10 rule, you should be using only 3 colors in a room, although you can successfully incorporate many different tones of these 3 colors. This 3 color rule will allow you to create a balanced, restful looking color scheme that's difficult to go wrong with. Next up is neutrals. So yes, neutrals are your best friend. Neutrals ground the space and let colors shine. Think warm whites, taupe, greige or stone. Neutrals like white, beige, grays or taupe ground the space and make colorful accents pop. They also bring longevity and flexibility to the design. Imagine a neutral living room with a pop of color that not only is going to enhance the overall color scheme of the space, but also is going to balance the space well in your design line. Next up is when you're designing your space, one should take cues from what you already have. For example, pull colors from art, rugs, or stone finishes. Let your home guide the palette. Pull colors from existing natural finishes like wood, stone, brick. This creates harmony and reduces the need for over accessorizing. Next up is let the light lead, which simply means that if you have south facing rooms, then you should know that you need to use cool colors. North facing rooms need warmth, so always test colors in natural light. Next up is texture. Don't forget, texture is equal to color's best friend. A textured suede navy paint versus a plain navy paint, same color but a different feel, right? Use texture to enrich. Use the same color in different materials: matte, gloss, rough, plush. This adds interest without introducing new hues. Always go for different type of textures also for comparison. Sometimes a very bold texture can go heavy and look heavy in a specific room. So maybe adding a subtle texture to the same room can enhance rather than having a heavy texture which might just overpower the space. Next is use color to zone out your space, especially in open layouts. In a dining space and a living space where there is no clear demarcation, but if you just put a very color dominant rug there, it will automatically differentiate the living room with the dining space. Use different colors to define zones in open layouts. For example, a deep green nook for reading or a terracotta dining space within a neutral palette. This is the test of a time. Next up is sampling. It's very important to do physical samples before you decide onto a dominant color specifically. So a lot of time we end up calling out for samples for vendors, which are like physical samples. But the most important is, to see this samples vertically on the wall or on the surface on which it's going to go. So, for example, if you were to select a stone color, looking at the stone color swatch, a marble piece like this, it looks very nice. But when you probably put it on the floor, you may not find its right luster or the color expectation that you're looking for. Similarly goes for wall paint, especially a dominant color. So we are looking for the right off-white, but on a physical handout sample it may look best, but the moment you put a swatch on the wall with your artificial lighting, with your natural lighting, it just may change. So it's always best to physically sample out your color palettes. So last but not the least is timeless versus trends. So which team are you in, timeless or trends? Let's see how we can use both of them together. Use timeless hues for walls and invest in trendy colors for the accessories. It's the sustainable styling. Incorporate trendy colors through accents, pillows, throws, accessories, but keep walls and major pieces timeless so the space ages well. Thank you so much for watching this episode with us. Look out for the next video. See you and share this video with someone planning their home.